In a macabre cycle, an evil creature awakens every 23 years to feed on your fear. Jeepers Creepers is one of the great horror films ever made, but today, we'll highlight the mistakes and discuss the best decisions that would undoubtedly help the characters or you to defeat the creeper. So hit the like button, grab your popcorn, and let's dive into the video. In the rural area of Florida, two siblings, Trish and Daryl, are on a trip to visit their mother and enjoy college vacation while engaging in typical sibling banter. However, a very old van appears behind their car, honking and accelerating towards the Impala, making the two youngsters nervous. In this situation, Daryl should have kept calm and let the vehicle pass. After much insistence, the van manages to overtake them, and Trish recalls that 23 years ago on the same road, two teenagers, Kenny and Darla, died. Only their bodies and the car were found, as their heads had disappeared. Nevertheless, something really strange was about to happen, and later on, they spotted the old van again. The driver was tossing something that looked like a human body into a pipe. Immediately, Trish tries to call the police, but the phone is out of battery. Subsequently, the van starts to chase them. Okay, having only one cell phone without charge during a long trip is a significant mistake, and it would have been wise to at least bother to charge the phone before the journey. Despite the Impala being very fast, the van soon catches up and starts hitting the back of the car several times, frightening the siblings. Later it pushes them off the road. Minutes later, the young ones are perplexed, trying to understand what happened. Daryl, recklessly, suggests going back to the spot where they saw the person throw the supposed bodies, arguing that someone might need help. However, this doesn't seem like a sensible decision. It would have been more appropriate for them to head in the opposite direction of the van, seeking the nearest phone or police station in the area. But forget about that, as they chose to return to the location and upon arrival, found an old church abandoned for years, infested with crows. These scavenger birds feed on decomposing flesh, and their quantity, along with the unbearable odor, clearly indicated that something sinister was happening. If these siblings had any common sense, they would realize it was prudent to get out of there as quickly as possible. However, Daryl heard someone asking for help. He became curious, and even though his sister warned that it was dangerous, and that in horror movies this was the part where someone does something foolish, he decided to proceed. While his sister held onto his legs, some rats appeared, scaring both, and Daryl ended up falling into the hole. Despite the fall, he only hurt his hand and got up. While his sister was worried outside, Daryl spotted a body wrapped in a sheet, which then grabbed his leg. It was just a boy who couldn't speak and had his belly sewn, and he even tried to warn Daryl but ended up dying. Scared, the young man asked his sister to go to the road for help. He suggested that she approach the first person who passed by and call the police. It seemed like a good idea, but Trish got scared and mistook another vehicle for the killer's van, letting the potential only help slip away. However, she could have still followed the vehicle and asked for assistance. Meanwhile, Daryl started searching for an exit, finding bizarre tools and, worse yet, several human wax bodies stuck to the walls. Additionally, the young man found the missing heads of Kenny and Darla and knew they were theirs by Kenny's class ring. Okay, it's evident that Daryl is terrified by this whole situation, but he should be looking for some tool that he could use as a weapon in case he encountered the killer. Moreover, this tool could serve as evidence for the police to believe them. Next, Trish is startled by her brother. So, they continued the journey and Daryl was in shock, not saying a word. Luckily, they reached a gas station and asked the people there to call the police. While waiting for the police, the phone rang. It was a woman on the other end asking if they had seen the cats. She recognized Daryl, noticing the injured hand and the torn shirt, revealing a rose tattoo on his stomach. Daryl was confused, but the woman knew that he had already seen the House of Pain, the place with bodies hanging on the wall. However, what she really wanted was for him to listen to this song. Creepers, creepers, where'd you get those creepers? And if he heard it, he should run as fast and far as possible. Daryl hung up the phone, thinking someone at the bar was playing a prank. and they stayed there waiting for the police. Okay, even if Daryl thought it was a joke, no one there knew about the corpses because neither he nor his sister had told those people what they had seen. The woman on the line, however, was aware of this place. Therefore, the siblings should have been at least cautious upon hearing that particular song. Finally, the police arrived and heard the young man's statement. The problem was that it was an incredible story, and neither his sister nor the police were believing much of what he said, because the young ones, Kenny and Darla, had disappeared over 20 years ago, and if the bodies were really there, they would be just bones now. Despite all this, the police escorted the siblings to the police station, but the problem arose when that song played on the Impala's radio, and consequently, a creature appeared and attacked the police.
Fatality.
Trish and Daryl stopped to see what happened, a grave mistake. As if they heard the song, they should have run as far away as possible. The creature exited the vehicle, grabbed the head, and devoured it. The siblings return to the car, but instead of fleeing, they stand there watching the creature, until Trish decides to get out of there as fast as possible. However, they decide to stop at a sinister house to make a call, which doesn't make sense since they witness that the police are not sufficient to stop the creature. Unless they plan to ask the Winchester brothers for help to face this demon, the call would only make it easier for the creature to reach them, and it doesn't take long for it to appear, attacking the elderly lady in the house, who shows more courage than the two siblings, but she suffers a fatality.
Fatality.
Trish and Daryl return to the car, and the girl tries to run over the monster, but in 2 attempts it easily leaps over the car. On the 3rd try it jumped onto the windshield and got run over, and Trish passed a few more times to make sure until Daryl said it was enough. The creature started to struggle, and a wing emerged from it. Without wanting to wait to see what would happen, the siblings decided to leave, and ended up at the county sheriff's office. There they called their parents, informing them that they were okay and waiting for them at the station. However, Giselle appeared at the location, the woman who had warned them about the song. Giselle was the medium of the region and knew the monster. It was called Creeper, and appeared every 23 years, for 23 days, going out to feed on people, attacking only those who were afraid of it. Creeper could be hurt but not killed. Knowing this, the best thing you can do when encountering Creeper is not to feel fear, and especially hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. At that moment, Creeper limping arrives at the sheriff's office. He had lost a leg and wanted one of the two siblings. According to Giselle, he was attracted by the scent of their fear. Thus, Trish and Daryl only needed to find the courage to face the creature. This became more difficult when the lights in the sheriff's office went out, leaving only the emergency lights. They did a head count to see if no one escaped, and in one cell the inmates were very frightened. When the officer's flashlight illuminated, Creeper was there devouring several prisoners to recover. The sheriff's office became chaotic, and the police surrounded the creature that attacked them. Giselle led them to a locked door that couldn't be opened without power. Daryl realized that Giselle knew who the creature wanted, and at that moment, Creeper appeared walking on the walls. The two siblings ran, and Giselle stood paralyzed, but the creature didn't like her scent and left her alone while the siblings tried to escape. Okay, since the monster didn't harm Giselle because she wasn't afraid, she could have approached the siblings and encouraged them not to fear Creeper, and thus they would have some chance. However, the creature found the siblings and grabbed them by the neck, sniffed and chose one of them, throwing Trish away and keeping Daryl. The police arrive in the room, and the sheriff is surprised to see that it was a creature from another world or hell. Trish asked to be taken, arguing that she was stronger, but he didn't care and left with Daryl. The next day, Trish waits for her parents at the police station, and Giselle tries to talk to her. However, Trish gets angry because Giselle didn't reveal that the creature was after her brother. A few hours later, in an abandoned factory, it is revealed that Creeper removed Daryl's nape and gouged out his eyes. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and share in the comments how you would defeat Creeper. Don't forget to subscribe for more adventures, and until next time.